Okay, so have you ever heard of ghost jobs?
Ghost jobs.
Yeah, ghost jobs.
Like the spooky kind?
Well, not exactly like ghosts.
Right.
We're talking about job postings for jobs that don't actually exist.
Oh, wow.
Like you spend all this time, getting your resume just perfect,
Yeah.
writing a cover letter, and then you apply, and the job, it was never real.
This is UnitiQ, the best fractional HR and talent acquisition service company. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It is important for us together with the YouTube algorithms.
It's like getting ghosted by a company
Exactly.
before you even go on a date.
And it's more common than you might think.
Way more common.
Some studies estimate up to like 70% of job postings
Oh, wow.
could be these ghost jobs.
Really? 70%?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
It's a lot of wasted time and effort.
Totally. So today, we were diving deep into this whole ghost job phenomenon.
Yeah.
We're going to try to figure out why companies are doing this.
Right.
What's the motivation?
Yeah. Why would a company post a job if they're not even going to fill it?
It's a good question, right?
Yeah. It seems counterintuitive.
So one reason is it's basically market research.
For market.
Yeah, companies want to kind of get a feel for the job market.
Uh-huh.
What skills are in demand?
Right.
What are people expecting in terms of salary?
What's the going rate these days?
Exactly. And they can do this by posting a job and seeing who applies.
So they're gathering intel disguised as a job opening?
That's one way to look at it, yeah.
Cute.
It is kind of sneaky, right?
So are there other reasons why they might do this?
Yeah, there are, actually.
Huh.
Another big reason is to build what they call talent pools.
Talent pools.
So basically, companies are stockpiling resumes for potential future roles.
Kind of like hoarding toilet paper during the pandemic.
Uh-huh, yeah, kind of like that.
You might feel prepared, but in the long run, it's not really a sustainable strategy.
Right, and it also feels kind of disrespectful to job seekers.
Yeah.
Like their applications are just going into this digital black hole.
It's almost like they're being used.
Yeah, and that can actually damage a company's reputation.
Oh, absolutely.
Job seekers talk to each other.
Right, a word gets around.
Exactly, word spreads fast when a company is known for posting fake jobs.
It's like a digital scarlet letter for bad hiring practices.
It's like those restaurants with fake lines outside to make them look popular.
Oh, yeah.
Once people realize it's a sham.
They lose trust.
And trust is so important.
For sure.
Especially when it comes to hiring.
So ghost jobs can hurt a company's brand.
Absolutely. And they can also waste a lot of company resources.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, think about it. They're spending time and money creating these job descriptions,
Right.
getting approvals, posting them on job boards.
Yeah.
Then they have to sift through all these applications.
That's a whole process.
Yeah. And for what?
For nothing, basically.
Exactly. For a job that never existed.
It's like setting up an elaborate stage for a play that never gets performed.
So ghost jobs, bad for job seekers, bad for the company's image,
Right?
and a waste of resources for everyone involved.
So what's the alternative?
Well, there's a much smarter way to approach hiring, and it's called active hiring.
Active hiring.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about building genuine connections with potential candidates, even when there isn't an immediate job opening.
I like that it's more proactive.
Exactly. It's about fostering relationships,
Yeah.
getting to know people beyond just their resume.
Sounds a lot more human.
It's a more human-centered way of approaching hiring.
So how does active hiring work?
Well, one key element is what's called talent relationship management.
Talent relationship management.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. I know. But basically, companies using active hiring,
Yeah.
they don't just sit around and wait for applications to come in.
They go out and find people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They proactively engage with potential candidates.
Okay.
They stay in touch.
Yeah.
They build relationships over time.
So it's like cultivating a garden.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
You're nurturing those relationships.
Exactly.
And you're creating a sense of community around the company's mission and values.
And a big part of this is showcasing their company culture and values authentically.
They call that employer branding, right?
Yeah, employer branding, it's about being real.
Real people, real experiences.
Exactly. No more corporate jargon.
No more empty promises.
Just real people sharing what it's like to actually work there.
I like that transparency.
Yeah, it builds trust.
Definitely.
And it attracts candidates who genuinely align with the company's culture.
Leading to better hires in the long run.
Yeah, exactly. So how can companies start building a strong employer brand?
Well, it starts with honesty.
Honesty.
Yeah, being honest about who they are, what they stand for.
What makes them unique?
Exactly, what are their values?
What kind of impact are they making in the world?
Right, and then they need to communicate all of this authentically
Okay, so how do they do that?
through employee stories, behind the scenes, glimpses into the company culture, and engaging content that resonates with potential candidates.
So it's a much more human and engaging approach?
Than just blasting out generic job postings.
Exactly.
And it's more effective too.
How so?
Because when companies invest in their employer brand,
Yeah.
they attract candidates who are genuinely excited about their mission and values.
It's about quality over quantity.
Building a community of passionate individuals who are invested in the company's success.
So this all sounds great for companies,
Yeah.
but how does active hiring benefit job seekers?
That's a great question.
Because if companies are moving away from traditional job postings,
Right.
how can people even find these opportunities?
And also they're hidden.
Yeah, they are kind of hidden, right?
So we need to equip our listeners with some serious detective skills.
I like that we're going to give them the tools,
Yeah.
the knowledge they need to thrive in this new landscape.
And that's exactly what we'll do in the next part of our deep dive.
So stay tuned, listeners. Things are about to get really interesting.
We'll be right back.
All right, so welcome back, everyone.
Back to the deep dive.
We're talking about how companies are moving towards this active hiring thing,
Right, like a whole new way of thinking about hiring.
and we left you hanging with a pretty big question.
The big question.
How do you actually find these active hiring opportunities?
Yeah, if companies aren't posting jobs in the usual places.
Right, because it feels like the old playbook, like scouring job boards,
Yeah.
sending out resumes like that, might not work so well anymore.
You got to change your game.
Exactly. So what's the new game plan then?
Well, first, you got to shift your mindset a little bit.
Okay.
Think of yourself not just as a job seeker,
Uh-huh.
but like a talent entrepreneur.
A talent entrepreneur.
Yeah, you are the CEO of your career,
I love that. Taking ownership.
owning it.
But what does that actually look like?
It's all about networking.
Networking.
Yeah, but not the awkward kind.
Well, thank goodness.
Right, not the forced small talk and business card collecting.
Yeah, no one likes that.
Networking in this active hiring world,
Yeah.
it's all about building genuine connections.
Okay, so how do you do that?
Share your expertise. Engaging conversations online and offline.
It's about building relationships,
Exactly.
not just collecting contacts.
What about LinkedIn?
Oh yeah, LinkedIn.
Is that still a thing?
It is. It's like a gold mine for active job seekers.
A gold mine.
Yeah. But it's not just about having a profile.
It's got to be more than that.
It's about engaging,
Engaging with the platform.
sharing your insights, participating in discussions.
Connecting with people at companies you admire.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to reach out
To real people.
to real people.
Ask for a virtual coffee chat.
Exactly.
So instead of waiting for a job to appear,
You're creating your own opportunity.
yeah, being proactive.
Taking initiative.
So networking is key.
What else?
Well, you also need to build a strong personal brand.
A personal brand, like I'm a company.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about what makes you unique.
Unique.
What are your superpowers? What are you passionate about?
Show it off.
Yeah, showcase your expertise.
How do you do that?
Blog posts, articles, videos, even a podcast like this one.
Content is king.
Exactly. Content is king. Create content that shows your knowledge, your skills, your passion.
Put it out there.
Yeah, it's like planting seeds.
The more you plant, the more you grow.
Exactly. The more you share your expertise, the more likely you are to attract the right people.
It's like a beacon,
A beacon.
signaling to the world, hey, I'm here and I'm awesome.
Okay, but what about those companies that are still using those old job postings?
The traditional way.
Yeah, how can you avoid wasting time on those potential ghost jobs?
Look for the red flags.
The red flags. Okay, give us the inside scoop.
One red flag is a vague job description.
Vague, like how?
Unclear responsibilities, unrealistic requirements. Like they didn't really think about the actual job.
So if it feels kind of generic,
Yeah.
maybe move on.
Another red flag.
Yeah.
Missing company information.
Like what?
Can't find anything about them online.
Or a sketchy website.
Yeah, exactly.
That's suspicious.
Super suspicious.
And pay attention to the application process itself.
The applicant.
Yeah, if it's like super complicated.
Too many hoops.
Yeah, like they're trying to weed people out.
More than attract them.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Not a good sign.
Trust your gut.
Your gut feeling.
If something feels off, move on.
Find a company that's actually invested in finding the right people.
Okay, so we've talked about what job seekers can do,
In this new world.
but what about the companies?
Yeah, what about them?
What advice do you have for companies trying to make this shift to active hiring?
It's a big change,
Yeah.
but it's worth it.
So how do they get started?
Transparency is key.
Transparency.
Be open about your company culture.
Uh-huh.
The good and the bad.
The real deal.
The real deal.
And be proactive.
Get out there.
Yeah.
Go to industry events. Participate in online forums.
Show the world what makes your company special.
And don't forget about your employees.
Your current employees.
They're your best advocates.
Yeah, encourage them to share their experiences.
Connect with potential candidates.
Yeah, it's like building a network of ambassadors.
Way more powerful than any marketing campaign.
So much more authentic.
Real people, real stories.
Okay, so we've talked about how job seekers and companies can adapt
To this new era. What about companies?
Yeah, what about companies? Are there tools to help them with active hiring?
There are talent relationship management software.
Talent relationship management software.
TRM for short.
TRM, okay.
These platforms let companies build databases of potential candidates.
Like a supercharged contact list.
Exactly, but with way more features.
Like what?
You can track interactions, nurture relationships, stay organized.
So you're not just collecting resumes.
Right, it's about building those relationships.
And staying in touch with people.
Yeah, even before there's a job opening.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else can these platforms do?
Well, you can segment your talent pool based on different criteria.
So you can target your outreach.
Exactly. No more generic messages.
It's about personalization.
And TRM platforms can also help with diversity and inclusion efforts.
Making sure you're reaching a wide range of candidates.
Building a more equitable hiring process.
That's awesome.
It is.
So these platforms sound like a game changer for companies.
They really are.
But it's not all about fancy software, right?
Right.
Nope.
What else can companies do?
Social media is a powerful tool.
Social media for hiring.
Yeah, they can use LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram.
To do what?
Share their company culture, highlight employee stories.
Show the real people behind the brand.
Exactly. Be authentic, be engaging.
And events are another great way to connect with potential hires.
Events like what?
Webinars, workshops, meetups.
It's about creating experiences that go beyond the traditional job interview.
And it shows potential candidates that you're invested in them.
Even before they join the team.
So active hiring, it's all about building relationships.
It's a mindset shift.
Yeah, it's about putting people first.
And the companies that do that.
They're going to be the ones that succeed.
Absolutely.
All right, deep divers, that wraps up our exploration into ghost jobs and active hiring. We've covered a lot of ground today,
You have.
but we hope you found it insightful.
And empowering.
Remember, the job market is changing.
It's evolving.
So stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, don't get ghosted.
Until next time.
If you like what we do, please like and subscribe to our channel. This is all for today. See you in the next episode.